Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jordan Anderson, and welcome to the audio podcast. I've converted my vlogs into sound for your convenience and your enjoyment. What's up, guys? Jordan Anderson here. Thank you guys for listening. I want to get my thoughts down, recorded some way, somehow. I should have probably recorded this the day it happened, but I wanted to give it a few days to process. So we're doing the Digital Craftsman series, which I have explained in a previous video. It's a mini docu-series focusing on artists, craftsmen, whatever loose term you want to attach to it, of people who are passionate about their work, who want to share it with the world. So anywhere between a rap artist, photographer, graphic designer, painter, sculptor, like filmmaker, you know, the range is quite broad. So we now have 3 episodes in the can, and our 4th episode was coming up, and I was deemed to direct the 4th episode. So the 4th episode was about an abstract painter named Chad, and I thought his work's awesome. And this was within Tommy's TV. This is the first time I have solo directed a piece. You know, this is just one installment of the entire series, but you know, in all roles leading up to this, I've either been assistant camera, assistant editor, the editor, maybe the main camera operator, but never the, you know, and even now with the Digital Craftsman, I've also been a producer, but I've never been a director in the true sense of my creative vision and then sort of commanding my vision to others so that we can achieve it together. That's the first time I've been in that role. So I was pretty nervous, I'd say. Like I've done director roles before and outside of Tommy's TV, but to do something of this magnitude, or in my mind of this magnitude, was a pretty big challenge in my mind, and a little bit scary, a little bit nerve-wracking. So leading up to it, I will say I was the most nervous. Doing the preparation, you know, getting the shot list down, writing the interview questions, thinking about the visions, what scenes I wanted, how I wanted, lighting-wise, how I wanted it to play out, what visual metaphors I wanted to have in this piece. There's a lot that goes in, and I finally got all that. I figured out. It even took me up to the night before to have everything finalized on paper, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't go into this piece blind, because I just know when you're on set that if you don't have a vision, or if you're not unsure of yourself in the moment that everything needs to happen the day of production, that it's just going to fall apart pretty quickly. So like I knew that I wasn't going to be afraid jumping into this, that I wanted to be confident in my vision, nervous, sure, but at least confident in the decisions that I could make, or at least confident in knowing that I could make the right decisions in the moment, the day of production. So the day of production comes, and I'm still nervous. We're getting the gear. We finally get to his house. We set up the first shot, and I would say that all the nervousness and insecurities just went away right as we started shooting, because it was like going into just a different mode. Just all the preparation was there, and all we had to do then is just execute that preparation. So that it was almost like I didn't have to think about anything except shooting this. I'm very comfortable shooting. I'm very comfortable handling the camera, working with the camera. So putting myself in that element, I was able to know and think, I was still able to step back and think about the vision, make sure that our visual metaphors were coming through, but it was so weird that it just clicked. I wasn't even thinking anymore. I wasn't being nervous. I wasn't being insecure. It was just immediate. It was weird how I don't know. it was just so weird how just all that insecurity just faded away, all the background noise faded away, and then it was without even having a conscious thought, I knew what needed to be done, what shots we needed to get, how this scene needed to play out, how the entire video needed to play out. And even when we're like, we're 3 scenes deep, and I knew in my head how I wanted to connect these story points. And I'm just unconsciously thinking about the final piece, the edit, and I'm shooting for the edit, and that it was so. I don't know. I wanted to get these thoughts out some way, somehow, that it's just like it's that how critical preparation is, especially as a director. First-time director like I was, that if you prepare 95% of it all before the day of production, that the day of production is going to run so much more smoothly. That there's going to be, because there's so many things that can be thrown at you, so many problems that can arise during production that, to add in your story flaws, or like you're not really sure about your vision, to add that problem on top of the just typical problems that happen during production, power, electricity, camera issues, lighting issues, weather, like just to not add, I would say it's required that you have all of your visions prepared, ready to go before you even step onto set. Yeah, but so just to continue with the story, we shot it all. We got all the scenes that we needed. The lighting was great. Fred did a great job lighting it, I'm still trying to figure out that relationship with taking charge, because I still am in such a assistant role, that I'm in such a secondary role at Tommy's TV, that to take charge or to take the lead still doesn't feel natural, because it's like I'm not the boss, so I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the boss and step in and start making decisions. But for this piece, I was the boss. That was kind of a weird dynamic I had to figure out. Like I kept kind of yielding to Fred, or I kept kind of like going back to Fred, get his advice as a cinematographer, or just like as a bounce board of ideas. But Fred just kept kind of pushing that he didn't, this wasn't verbally said, but just like in how his behavior was, or how our interaction was that day of production, that it was just that I'm in charge. Like, this is my vision. You got it, dude. Like, if not that this is your problem to solve, but that, this is your piece, and you need to take charge of it. So that was an interesting dynamic to kind of overcome. But yeah, so guys out there, if you're a first-time director, if you're not sure about what your vision is, if you're nervous, if you're scared, if you're insecure, I think that's all fine. I think it's a very human emotion to go through. Like, all of those fears and doubts, it's totally normal. But at the end of the day, you need to take all of those loose ends, all those insecurities, fears, raw emotion, and you need to kind of close that gap. You need to tie off those knots and get everything squared away before you actually go onto set, which can be the most chaotic part of your movie, of your documentary, of your series, of your TV series, of your YouTube series. Like, production can be the most chaotic. So to go in with a sound mind, to go in with a emotionally calm persona, outlook, manner, that's going to help you wade the storm. That's going to help you get through the storm that is production. And this, and forgive me if I sound too woo-woo, like emotional BS, but like, I think it's important that that preparation is everything. And if you're prepared, and if you've got all your ingredients, and you know how you're going to cook it, then you go in and you don't think about it. It's just, I've prepared for this, I've practiced this, and you don't even think about it. It's just like, it's second nature once you're on set, because you've thought through every step that you're going to take that day, and now you're just taking them. So there's nothing to think about. Just do it. Don't overthink things, because you've done all the overthinking in pre-production. So some more, I guess another final thought would be, or another thought I want to tap into for first-time directing is problem solving on set. So we've talked about, just now talked about the chaos that is production, talked about the preparation that goes into it, but there's always problems that you're going to find on set. There's always something that is going to just come out of nowhere. You're not sure how to solve the issue or what to make of it. So there's a lot of quick time decision, real time decisions that you have to make. So this is sort of my, now for the Digital Craftsman series, I will do a director's commentary of the video. As the producer, I've sort of required that each director submit their own, I've required that each director submit their own director's commentary of each piece, just so that we can understand the mindset behind it and why we did it, why those shots were that way, how it ended up in the edit, talking about sort of all the things that we don't see on the video that we'd like to know about. So I'll give you guys a full director's commentary once the video is finished, but for now I just wanted to get my thoughts out as first-time director, what I was expecting, how it actually happened, and let this be a small proud moment for myself. So that's about it, guys. My name is Jordan Anderson. Thanks for listening, and catch you on the flip side. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks so much for listening, and be sure to subscribe so you can catch the next episode when it comes out. And if you haven't already, head over to YouTube and check these vlogs out for yourself. Thanks.